Okay, so how's everyone doing? I always check to see, like, I never check to see that I cleaned behind me before we do this. Like, that door just doesn't close, so it is what it is. But another week. This this lesson today, I really wanted to touch on it because it's going to be more of a review for a lot of you guys, but I feel like it's important that we do these reviews. I don't want you guys to ever think that I just tell you something once and then think that you need to get it and like be on point, because that's just an unrealistic standard. Part of how you get better at something or you get good at it is by trying it, sucking at it a little bit, continuing to try at it, and then figuring out a way that it works best for you. So, whether this is something you've heard before or something new, those of you who know me know I love feedback. So, as I'm talking today, I have the chat box open. Make sure you check out the chat feature on here so that you can be adding commentary or asking questions throughout. I love them. Okay. So, the big thing I want to convey today is you do not need to always eat home cooked meals for it to be, within what you need for your body. And we're all on different protocols, I guess you could say, in here based on where we are in our individual journeys, based on what we need, our type of hormone imbalance, so there is no general rule of thumb. My hope is to give you guys some tools today so that you can manage how to order stuff, how to, if you're out and you're driving around and you're hungry, don't wait till you get home later to eat like you say you should, because when you get home later, you're going to be even more hungry. And then you're not going to feel like cooking. You're going to feel like eating whatever the hell is in front of you, because that's how hormones work. They make us eat when we don't eat. So, first point here, learning how to basically order anywhere. Okay. In the Google Classroom, I want you guys to take a few minutes. Those of you who aren't watching this on your phone, who are on your computer, if you can look along while I'm talking about it. But in Unit 3, it's the restaurant and takeout guide. Go to that and then open it. You'll see I have different hacks, guidelines, whatever, for anywhere really, any type of takeout or restaurant, even alcohol's on there. So my big tip to you though, because it's obviously there, is screenshot, go through the classroom, look at the documents, find what could be pertinent to your day to day, and screenshot those documents. Then save them into a separate photo album on your phone so that instead of in the moment when you're trying to figure out what to order, where to go, things like that, you're not having to, like, it's a pain in the ass. I get it, having to log in and get into the classroom and stuff. It's right there on your phone. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to know how to zhuzh it up. I actually have no idea how to type the word zhuzh. I don't think I did it right, but how to zhuzh, I'm looking at my notes here. It looks like shudge. Anyway, how to zhuzh it up. So whenever you're ordering somewhere, you want to look at it and, first of all, if you're really perplexed, if you want me to walk you through it, text me. But you want to look for the component that makes it not hormone friendly to you. So let's say, just going to go with the easy one. Let's say it's a sandwich. Okay. And you're like, okay, so the bread is the part that I'm trying to avoid. I don't want you guys to get rid of a component that isn't hormone friendly and then not eat more. Like, I want you to eat more food. The whole name of the game is not restricting the amount we're eating. It's looking at what it is that we are actually eating. So if let's say you took off the bread, ask for a side of sauteed veggies that you like. Ask for an extra salad. Even if, middle of the road, you ask for rice instead, something gluten-free. There is a way to zhuzh something wherever you're ordering it from. A little hack, and I wrote this in the restaurant takeout guide. A little hack is, zhuzh, I just saw Hannah's comment. Yeah, I don't know. But a little hack is from pizzerias. If you just order grilled cheese, I wish, grilled chicken, and you, let's say, you know, someone else got pizza, just say, can you get me an extra slice? Now, before you're like, what? Do this knowing ahead of time that you're not going to eat the crust. You're going to pull the cheese up off that pizza and slap it on your grilled chicken. And I swear it sounds like the most ghetto crazy thing in the world, but it's oddly satisfying. I used to like that even before I even gave a damn about hormones. It's just a weird hack I've always done because I don't know, pizza with the crust, fun fact, has made me throw up whenever I eat it my entire life. I like cannot eat pizza with the crust and not be sick to my stomach. I can have cheese like a mofo. You all know that. I can eat cheese and sauce, but the combo of the three since I was a child. So it's oddly satisfying. I suggest you guys try a grilled chicken hack. You can always from a pizzeria get sauteed veggies, chicken, cheese melted on top. You know, don't not have fun with this. If I'm getting a burger from somewhere and I'm not going to eat the bun, then I have a fried egg on it and I order bacon on it and I get extra veggies and I load that thing up with as much fun stuff as possible. Because just because you're taking the one component out, you shouldn't still like, you should still want food that.
Girl, I think your audio's off.
Can you not hear me? Can anyone else hear me?
Is anybody else having a problem hearing?
Give me another reason to hate this computer, please. Okay. All right. I don't know. I am recording it, Jess, or if you want to hop back out and then hop back in. Okay. So it's just a little hack, you know, I highly recommend it, but try to load up your food and still have fun with it. Just because you're removing that one component doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it. I highly recommend you enjoy it. I suggest you take this as an opportunity to add more stuff to your burger than you would in the past. You know, get way more veggies than you can and have them melt a crap ton of mozzarella on them. You know, have fun. It's important. Throughout this whole program, what we're trying to do is remove the concept. Welcome back. We're trying to remove the concept of regular food and the food we eat for hormones. Because if we've always grown up with the regular food and we're able to put that on a pedestal as the food we're not allowed to have, oh, you know, it's bad food, there's always going to be that standard. There's always going to be that means of failing and screwing up. But if we look at it as, you know, there's just food that I like, and some food that I like, it's like messed up for hormones, and some food that I like is great for hormones. You start to not think of it as, oh, I'm not in the mood for diet food, because that is a slippery slope. If ever you feel that way, stop eating whatever it is you're considering diet food and find some new stuff, you know, because you should like what you're eating. Okay. When it comes to binge eating and things like that, I tell people, you know, we're so used to that old mindset of saying no to food is commendable. Saying no to food is like, oh, you know what? You had half the size portion. That's great. You're doing great. You really care about being thin, about losing weight. It's like, even if that sounds cringy to us and we wouldn't actually, like if anyone said that to us, we'd be like, what the hell? Subconsciously over time, that's what's built into us. Like, if only I wasn't ever hungry. Any of you adrenal ladies in here can testify with me, who've been with me for a bit. Doesn't always matter. Less is not always more. You know, when a lot of the problems that I had with binging was because I barely ate. It wasn't because I was hungry and I barely ate and therefore one day I just exploded. It was out of pure, I guess, rebellion towards myself. Like, every day I would barely eat. It was just how I was, really. I was never hungry. And then I would eat something and it would trigger this like demonic possession where I just needed all the food. Like, just get out of my way. I'm just a bitch till I get food. And I couldn't understand why. you know? It wasn't every day that this happened. It was just occasionally I would lose it. And almost I was like, well, what's the point? You know, I barely eat from day to day anyway. Why am I going to even keep trying this? When really it was just because I was barely eating throughout the day and my hormones were everywhere. You know, keep this in mind. So do not keep just trying to get smaller and smaller portions. It's not going to get you where you want to be necessarily. So wait, I see some writing. How do I tell the restaurant I mean so much extra veggies? One more piece of lettuce and an extra tomato slice does not compute. Oh my God, that drives me insane. If I'm like extra veggies and they give me like some extra, like one slice of tomato extra, like, do you hate vegetables back there? I don't understand. I would just be very, very clear. I would say to them, I want a side's worth of vegetables. I want it to be a lot of vegetables because I'm not getting the bun, so load it up. And then if they don't, I would maybe say something and just say, can I get some more? Because this isn't enough. Don't be afraid to be a little bit of a pain, a polite pain in the ass. Don't go full Karen. But okay. Here's my thing. I put myself through college by waitressing. I'm ultra sensitive to a fault. I'll admit to bothering servers with special orders. So I always feel bad asking for modifications, etc. Yeah, but I feel like you would never abuse somebody who would work in a restaurant. You know, like I'm sure the special orders that annoyed the hell out of you. Like if someone's like, I have a nut allergy, I'm lactose intolerant. You know, let's not even go with allergies because that's like life or death. But let's say lactose intolerant. If someone was like, I'm lactose intolerant, I can't have dairy, you wouldn't, you know, I'm so sorry. Like, do you have anything you recommend that doesn't have dairy? Even that's a little much. And that would, I'm sure you as a server wouldn't be like, get the hell out of here. I don't want to think about your stomach, you know? So there's a way to ask about it. If you just say, you know, can you please just keep the bread off and add some cheese? If they give you an attitude, you can say, I have a digestive issue, so I really appreciate it. You know, worst case scenario, rip the bread off yourself and literally like rip it up and just get it on a plate away from you so it doesn't look enticing. Because if you're gonna have bread, like a nice crusty bread, something you planned for after being consistent for a while, you know, things like that. Don't just let your fear of telling them to take the bread off make you eat bread that isn't worth it. So, okay. I worked in a restaurant, you get my special request. Exactly too. That's the other thing, you know. If it's somewhere that you want to become like a regular at, then tip a little extra well. They'll remember you. They'll be like, oh, she's the girl that asks for it special but isn't a pain in the ass. Why are meatballs a food to avoid when ordering? Good question. They usually have breading in them. They usually put some kind of like breadcrumbs, flour, stuff like that. Okay, so keep the comments coming. I'll look at them in a little bit, but how about I sit back instead of lean over? Planning for busy days when you suck at prepping. I suck at prepping. It's just not in my nature. The only way that I have been able to have sustainable results and to maintain my sanity through the changing of the way I was living, I know it's hard for you guys to believe, but I was way different, is to just make sure that my environment is set up the best it can be. Doesn't mean I have a lot of wonderful Whole Foods type food ingredients just chilling at home. I try to be, you know, as economical as possible too. I keep the same things: meats, stuff to bake with, frozen veggies. Now that it's summertime, until my tomatoes grow in, tomatoes, cucumbers. Like, it's just the same stuff over and over again. Cheeses, certain fruits. You know, I have my staples. I don't think to myself, what can I have? What can't I have? Because that is it's going to drive you insane. Now, if you're like, well, I have, you know, family that eats other stuff. I did another lesson on this before. Y'all know I'm a little bit of a hard ass with this because the stuff we're eating isn't bad. You know, it's It's not a bad thing to like want your, family to be eating more veggies, fruits and stuff. It's about making it delicious so that everybody likes it. So that being said, my next point is don't try to beat your human nature. And what I mean by that is if you enjoy certain foods, do not tell yourself you can't have them anymore. Try to figure out a way to make something that is satisfying because it's similar, and understand that it is what it is. I can't stand cauliflower pizza crusts. They drive me insane. I never like them. The texture sucks, in my opinion. Sorry if anyone in here is like really, really in love with them. But there's never going to be a crust. It's cauliflower. It smells like farts. Let's be honest, So would I say like, oh, that's your version of pizza? No, because you're always going to be a little bit pissed off you can't have pizza. Let's be honest. But if you find staples of stuff that you just happen to love, that just happen to be hormone friendly, like that broccoli cheddar skillet that I make essentially every day. Super easy, super delicious. I'd eat that if I wasn't looking at hormones, and Nick loves it. Anyone that we've ever had try it loves it. And it's all veggies and cheese, So I actually prefer it to, really, I've heard, like, I know people who are like that. Like if anyone knows Blaze Pizzeria, I know some people that order the low carb cauliflower crust instead of the regular one. They just love it more. For me personally, I get like, I don't know if it's a binge trigger or something. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, this is not pizza. It's falling apart on me. And I'm a little bit of a snob because I love my pizza crusts. But to each their own. Find something you love, But definitely when it comes to cauliflower crust, still look up the nutrition on those, because a lot of times the store-bought ones are just the same. Gluten's the only thing missing from the pizza crust. The nutrition facts are exactly the same. The sugar and the ingredients label is like this long. So definitely, if you find one you love, have it. It's better than regular pizza, but just so you know. Okay. Make delicious things that happen to be within whatever your protocol is. To get to that point, you got to try and sit and think. You don't have to plan, but I want you to brainstorm. I want you to say, what flavors do I love? What foods do I love? Make a list. Okay, so I love chicken parm. I love chocolate cake. I love, waffles, whatever. List it out. I really love, spicy flavors or umami flavors. Anybody a foodie like me, I love it. But, like different things. I really like, I want to recreate mochi ice cream, go crazy. But take this brainstorming list and make it a goal to try and find suitable alternatives for any of them, where it's not the same, but it still kind of scratches that itch so that you can save it for a worth it moment to go have that somewhere. That's when you're cooking at home. When you're ordering out, though, this is the fun part. You can kind of transform what it is you're ordering. So I really am a fan of just asking for grilled instead of breaded. That's the easiest. A lot of like the chicken piccata, chicken marsala, like dishes like that, if you ask them not to flour it, just say, please don't flour it, then enjoy. And it to me at least, oh my God, I always forget the name of it. It's the one with the capers and the lemon and the butter. Is it Frances? Whatever. I love those pizzeria chicken dishes, and they're usually pretty accommodating. Seafood salad at a pizzeria, that works out. Make sure it's a well-known pizzeria, so that seafood salad's circulating. If you're in a bind, let's say there's some kind of carb thing there that, like, I can't really order anything else, but I don't want to eat the bread of a sandwich, order two. I know. The initial feeling is, I'm not ordering 2 sandwiches, but say to them, can I get 2 sandwiches just with no bread and on the same plate? Their weird looks are worth you not being backtracked. Their weird looks and thinking, why does this chick need that? She should just, you know, like, you'll never know what they were thinking. You're never going to see these people ever again, but you have to wake up the next day and be ready to do it all over again or feel like crap about yourself. So trust me, it gets easier the more of an ass you make of yourself. I'm just kidding. You don't make, none of us are making asses of ourselves, but the more you do this, the easier it will become. And then you'll be pissed when people give you shit for it, because you'll be like, I'm just trying to eat something that's not going to make me sick. Think about what you did before. So I was talking to someone today, and you were talking about preparing like the week before vacation, which actually I'm going to do a post on this because that's a topic nobody ever talks about. How do you manage it? You don't want to keep stuff in your fridge that's going to go bad when you go away on vacation. So you don't want to go, you know, shopping and keep a lot of stuff in the house. So you end up ordering out, you know, but how does that translate during the day at work or for breakfast, you know, things like that. Think of what you did before we ever even started talking. How would you prepare? How would you go about it? Would you just stop and get something on the way to work for breakfast? Would you order for lunch that week? Would you, like, how would you do it? Don't try to change the method. Try to tweak the things being eaten in that method. Work with your human nature. If you were to order before, order now, but tweak it. Let's see. No matter what, okay, if you screw up, if you eat something that you're like, oh, I feel like I could have definitely just not eaten that bread. I don't know why I had to eat it on the sandwich. I don't know why I did. I could have just ordered it with rice noodles instead, or I could have gotten, you know, I could have gone without the tempura vegetables or whatever it is. Do not use it as a free pass for the rest of your day. I know it feels like, screw it, I'll start tomorrow. But trust me when I tell you, people do, like, our bodies look at our food more so from meal to meal than it does day to day. That's something that's like never talked about. People keep talking about per day, calories per day. And I get it, between sleeping periods. But our body metabolizes, with hormonal issues, our body utilizes that food as it comes to us differently. It doesn't metabolize it the same way. Hormonally, we don't have the same reactions to things. We store things that other people don't store, you know? So do not take it as a free pass to screw over your entire day after that because of one thing that was off of protocol. You know, I'm trying to think of a clever Michelle analogy here. And I don't know why this came to mind, but let's say you found out that someone put sugar in your gas tank. You're like, son of a bitch, I have to fix this, right? You wouldn't be like, oh, there's sugar in there already, let me go get the canister. Because you'd screw up your car even more. It's the same concept, is our body's gonna have an easier time getting over one thing. I don't know why I like to hunch over here, but our body's gonna have an easier time getting over one thing than having to get over the slew of stuff that comes after it. So think about it this way, right? You used to have this mentality all the time of like, if I eat a lot, I'm gonna go work it all off. A lot of us have learned that does not work. And maybe a lot of us didn't learn that. It's just, I don't like working out. Like, you know, it's just not my thing. But I want you to think of this. If you eat something that's off of your protocol, if you spend the rest of your day forcing yourself to be in a good mood, trying to be positive no matter what, trying to do things that are fun, eating things that help your body, staying hydrated, do you think your body's going to have an easier time bouncing back from that one thing off protocol? Or should you then continue to pour more sugar in that gas tank and just keep adding to the list of stuff that's screwing you up, making it harder on you? You know, so keep that in mind. It is not a free pass. If you screw up once, it is what it is. It's a passing thing. Okay, so let's see what else I missed on here. I wrote my notes like a crackhead today. What is this? Okay, so the negative feelings about wanting to eat something just because it's there, just because it's being, you can order from it, or the idea like it's just so tempting, blah blah blah. Just a reminder: stop thinking about food as if you're never going to have that thing again. You, if you have a new thing that you never have every day, it becomes a habit. If it's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, good for the most part, just a few days, and that goes on forever, that's a habit. Okay? So release the negative feelings about not having that food in the moment. Think about it as if it's just not available in the moment. What is available that could be delicious for you and isn't going to screw you up? And then remember that you have worth it moments. If you really want to go on a date to a restaurant that has a great pasta dish, you've been really focusing on your hormones diligently for a month and you want to go on a date, have a plate of pasta, keep it moving after. Doing things like that long term, that is sustainable long term. But don't feel like you need to order something in that moment that's going to screw you up because it's your last shot to get it. It's not. You're going to eat it again. It's just you're going to pick when that is so that you can make sure it doesn't screw you up. Okie dokie. I'm a big fan of strategizing, in case you guys haven't realized that. But before I ever worked with other people, when I was just help myself through this, I really love taking notes. It helped me, at first it kind of started as journaling, where I felt really guilty about stuff or confused about stuff. And journaling became my way where I could focus on learning from my ways, learning from my mistakes. Why do I act the way that I act, do what I do, choose the foods that I do? If I could think of it and reframe it as data, then that would be great. It would give me more insight. To be honest, it was a means of distracting myself at first, of just being journaling, purging it, not keeping it inside, And then it became where I really did get really valuable information from doing this. I want you guys to think about lists not only for what you have to do or what you've forgotten, what you want to buy, a grocery list, blah, blah, blah. And I want you to start thinking of supporting yourself. Support yourself. What do you love to eat? Make a whole list of that. What are you really like? If you could think of the weirdest things to try and recreate, what would they be? If you could think of your favorite dish at a restaurant, you want to make a list of ways to tweak it. Just sit and brainstorm with it. Anytime I would eat something that would really get me bummed out, and I would catch myself in the spiral of, God, this is always going to be this way. Why can't I just be allowed to eat what other people eat? My whole life, I have eaten, even if I've eaten a fraction what other people have, I've always been the big girl. Like, I'm never going to be petite. By the way, I have to do a whole lot of affirmations after this for you guys just to prove the damn point. But, I have had all those thoughts too. I used to be really pissed off that I couldn't just eat what I wanted to eat and enjoy what I wanted to enjoy because life is short, Hated the way I looked, hated the way I felt. And at the end of the day, sitting with what it is you do enjoy, sitting with what you like, try and strategize it. It doesn't give you an immediate answer, but at least it helps you feel like you're working hard to make yourself happy. And if that means not losing weight, this is the part where everyone freaks out. If that means not losing weight and actually liking yourself for the rest of your life, I would say that would be a big improvement because plenty of people lose weight and still hate themselves. So a little bit of a tangent on that last point there, but I want you guys to really think of yourself as a work in progress. Try to learn about you whenever possible. And if you need help doing that, I'm here, and my ass loves digging deep in that stuff. So don't be a stranger. Okay, let's see what you guys wrote. I've tried to like cauliflower so many times. The only way I like it is buffalo style. Other than that, it genuinely makes me gag, even though it's so dramatic. It's true. I can picture you for some reason, just like honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I'll text you play by play how I make that freaking broccoli skillet. It is unreal. And I don't even like, I can't pick up on the cauliflower in it at all. I think between the fact that I cook it till it gets a crust on it, there's so much cheese, there's broccoli, there's other stuff happening. I don't know if the cauliflower like freaking disintegrates or whatever, but it's delicious. Um, the cut to carb flatbreads are huge, by the way. Oh yeah, those are massive. Oh yeah, I'm always like, charge me whatever, just hook me up. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I'll put it, if I do a Seamless or a Grubhub order, those of you who are afraid to like be a pain in the ass when you order it like yourself, place the Seamless or Grubhub order, put a special note on it, and then have someone else call for you after to make sure that they saw your special note. I used to hate cauliflower. Now I love it. I go through, I don't know, does anybody else experience this where you go through phases with food? I am determined to find out if this is some kind of hormonal connection, because I will, or it might just be because I have OCD, but Nick says I'm just weird. It's very likely the OCD, whatever. I become obsessed with like one type of food, like the broccoli skillet, probably be out in a month. You know, I was on a really big edamame kick, and I had to tell Nick, like, you need to stop buying it as much so I can like miss it again. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be sick of it, and it'll be the last phase. So I don't know. I cycle through foods, but that's why I'm always looking for new stuff. Okay, sounds delicious. I'm skeptical, but I'll try anything once or twice. Remember with the bread? How many times I'm like, no, we're making it. So I hope that you guys, I hope you guys took some value away from today. I hope that this helped you guys just think of yourselves, your process of eating conveniently, prepping. I just hope this helped you guys feel better about not needing to be what we have always considered perfect. That it's okay to stumble a bit till we figure out how to make it work for our actual lifestyles, because that is the key to longevity. Okay, so as always, I'm here if you want to send me feedback, or you know, if you need help or anything at all, you guys know where to find me. Oh, last thing, we have found our assistant coach. She will be welcomed into CCA officially within this week. And then, you know, I'll schedule something to kind of introduce you guys. I just want you to know, everybody that is in the programs they are with me up until this point right now, and your future programs, if you do one, you're grandfathered in. You guys get me, and our assistant coach is just additional. So you'll just have another avenue of support if you need it. Just wanted to put that out there. No one's getting passed off, I promise. All right, so enjoy your night, and I look forward to chatting with you all this week. Bye.